Hi Virgo, welcome to Creative Intuition Tarot. My name is MJ. I hope you are well. Virgo, these are your New Year's Eve messages. I will try to keep them short and sweet for you. These are the messages that Spirit wants you to hear on the last day of 2021 and the day that we are moving into the year 2022, okay? So we will pull 3 cards for you. With the first one that we already have on the table representing you, what is your current self? And you are showing up as the shaman, which is the Hierophant. That is a beautiful energy. Now the second card will represent what is it that you should release, Virgo. Release and leave it in the past. Leave it in the old year as you move into the new year. Okay, so what is it that Virgo needs to release and leave in the past? What is it that Virgo needs to release and leave in the past? Okay, you have 2 cards for the release position, and you have the Page of Crystals, which is the Page of Coins, and Justice. And the last card will represent what is it that should be in your focus in 2022. What is it that you should remember about throughout 2022? What is it that Virgo needs to remember and keep in their focus in 2022? Thank you. The 4 of Feathers, which is the 4 of Swords. You have some beautiful energies on the table, Virgo. So, starting off with the Shaman, as I said, this card represents you. What is your current self? And you are showing up as the Hierophant, number 5, a number of transformation and change. And it really strongly feels with spreading your spiritual wings. It obviously will be different for everyone. Shaman or the Hierophant is a card of education. It can be a card of studying, learning, or being a teacher as well. Okay? It's a card of traditions. It typically represents a priest, right? So for some it may be related to some religious traditions, but in the tarot readings and me in my readings, I always look at this from a wider perspective. Like spirituality is a lot more than religion, right? And it says divine wisdom, spiritual power. So that's why I said, and we have this eagle on the card. You show up as spreading your spiritual wings. You may have been doing some studying, exploration, okay, meditation, connecting with your divine wisdom, with your highest self, God, the universe, however you call it. You may have been educating yourself, and that education doesn't necessarily have to be spiritual. It can be like earthly education. You may be working on expanding your skill set in whatever area, right? But that spiritual divine power, your highest self, or again, however you want to call it, is definitely involved, and you are working with it. And I really love this energy, especially when this card is called the Shaman. It gives that feeling of being connected to nature, to earth and the universe, right? And so I feel that you are both grounded and at the same time connected to the divine. It's like the divine and earthly working together, okay? So I really like this for you. By spreading your wings and flying like the eagle, you are widening your horizons. You are hungry for more, to see more, to achieve more. There's motivation, there's desire, and there's passion, okay? So whatever area of your life it applies to, you are definitely growing. And as I said, that divine is working with you. So there's blending of the earthly and spiritual, okay? There's some kind of soul upliftment, and can be related to love, to a relationship that is uplifting you. As I said, Shaman is a card of the priest, so there may be ceremonies. It may be related to marriage, okay? But you are growing and maturing on a much more higher level than the earthly. Now, what is it that you need to release? We have the Page of Crystals, which is the Page of Coins, and Justice. Two beautiful cards, but when we look at them from the perspective of releasing and leaving things in the past. Okay, first of all, the Page of Coins, as every page represents some kind of new beginning and apprentice. And I do feel that you need to release that attitude towards yourself that you are an apprentice. With the shaman, it definitely highlights that you are a lot more than apprentice, that the education that you've done, exploration, research, okay, the growth that you have gone through has put you into a lot higher position than the apprentice, but you need to perceive yourself in that way, recognize your achievements, recognize how far you have come, okay? The other thing, and maybe applicable just for some of you out there, Page of Coins represents a good offer or news, and it may be provided by a younger person. You may need to release lack of trust towards a younger person, or like fear that this younger person is working against you with the fox spirit over here. So as I said, it may be very specific just to someone, but there's something related to a younger person. It may be a relationship with, I don't know, your siblings, or perhaps a child that is involved, okay, that you may need to perhaps work on trusting more. Again, this may be very specific, or a younger person may be giving you ideas or information that you don't trust because you consider them not experienced enough, okay, and for that reason you don't consider their ideas reliable, okay? Now with the Justice, it says truth and clarity, and obviously this card is not encouraging you to release truth and clarity. It's completely on the contrary. It's about living your life by the principles of truth and clarity, okay? Justice for me is the card of balance and harmony, so there may have been something that lacked balance and harmony in your life. It can be related to any area of life, but it can be related to this younger person or this apprenticeship. Is that the right word? Okay, so there's definitely an encouragement for you to release imbalance and lack of harmony and work on improving those in your life, okay? It's also about balance between your mind and your heart. And that's where I feel you need to release that imbalance is the conflict between your mind and your heart. I think this card is encouraging you to release lack of trust, that you can combine both of them. That for some reason perhaps you are trusting more your logical mind and you're not allowing your heart to speak to you and guide you. That's where I think Justice is telling you to release that imbalance and combine your mind and your heart in a beautiful cooperation. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now the last card that is representing your focus. What is it that you should remember about throughout 2022 that should be in your focus? You have the Four of Feathers, which is the Four of Swords. It says sanctuary and rest, and you should absolutely make sure throughout 2022 that you get enough rest, especially when you are showing up as the shaman. I said there's motivation, desire, you are widening your horizons, you are wanting to achieve more, fly higher and higher, right? You need to make sure that you cultivate your energy wisely, okay? Four of Swords indicate rest on all levels, but primarily highlight the mental space. So again, maybe something related to that imbalance that I'm sensing from the Justice being in the release position. That there may be some kind of chaos within your mind space that you really need to focus on letting go and releasing, okay? Getting rest, meditating, getting enough sleep, taking care of yourself, again, on all levels, mind, body, and soul, but making sure that you take care of the mind hygiene, okay? The Four of Feathers is also the card of thinking, planning, strategizing. So as you spread your wings and fly, you should take time to think about your plan of action, okay? To think it through well, to be prepared, to not act in chaos, okay? So let's close it off with a message from the universe. What is this one affirmation that the universe wants to pass on to you, Virgo, on this New Year's Eve? What is the message for Virgo? Honor what you have to offer and be willing to share. Honor what others have to offer and be willing to receive. Okay, so there is some kind of cooperation, and it immediately made me think of this younger person, but it doesn't have to be. It's just about being open. Don't be closed off to others. They may have good ideas. They may have thoughts or wisdom that may be of benefit to you, and at the same time, especially with the shaman, I said it's like a teacher's nature. Be willing to share what you know, okay? I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I said I'll keep it short and sweet. I hope 11 minutes is short and sweet for you. Stay tuned for the 2022 extended readings. I will be posting them in the next couple days. And have a great New Year's Eve, Virgo, and I will see you soon. Bye.